Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're rediving deep into a really hot topic. What will crypto mining look like in Canada in 2025? Is it still a golden opportunity, or is the landscape shifting? Let's unpack it all. Canada has long been seen as a crypto mining paradise. Why? Three big reasons: cold climate, abundant and cheap hydroelectric power, and a stable political environment. That trifecta made provinces like Quebec and British Columbia magnets for mining operations, both big and small. The cold weather naturally cools down those power-hungry mining rigs, saving a ton on operational costs. And access to clean, renewable energy isn't just good for the planet. It's great for the bottom line, especially with rising environmental concerns in the crypto space. But as we look ahead to 2025, the picture is getting a bit more complex. The gold rush mentality is evolving. One of the biggest shifts we're seeing is on the regulatory front. Provincial governments are taking a much closer look at the industry. For a while, Quebec even put a moratorium on new mining operations to assess the impact on its energy grid. They wanted to make sure that this massive power consumption was actually benefiting the local economy in a sustainable way, not just straining resources. So, what does this mean for miners in 2025? It means the days of just plugging in and mining might be over. Provinces are likely to implement stricter frameworks. We're talking about higher electricity tariffs for miners, requirements for job creation, or even mandates to use otherwise wasted or stranded energy sources. The game is changing from a pure power play to a more strategic, integrated approach. Miners will need to be smarter, more efficient, and more collaborative with local communities and power authorities. Another huge factor is the evolution of cryptocurrency itself. The most significant event, of course, was Ethereum's merge, which shifted it from proof-of-work, the energy-intensive model used by Bitcoin, to proof-of-stake. This single event made an entire category of GPU mining obsolete overnight. While Bitcoin mining is still going strong, the trend towards less energy-intensive consensus mechanisms is undeniable. By 2025, we could see more major cryptocurrencies follow suit, which would fundamentally change what mining even means. Miners will need to be adaptable, perhaps diversifying into other proof-of-work coins, or even exploring new revenue streams like providing computing power for AI or other high-performance tasks. Let's talk about the hardware. The technology is advancing at a blistering pace. The ASICs, those specialized chips used for Bitcoin mining, are becoming more powerful and more efficient every year. What was top of the line a few years ago is now barely profitable. By 2025, the baseline for a competitive mining operation will be incredibly high. We're talking about the latest generation of hardware, optimized for maximum hash rate per watt. This raises the barrier to entry significantly. Small-scale hobbyist miners might find it almost impossible to compete with the massive, professionally run data centers that can buy hardware in bulk and secure the best energy deals. So, where are the opportunities? It's not all doom and gloom. In fact, for the savvy operator, 2025 could be very promising. The key will be innovation. We're already seeing fascinating new approaches. For example, some Canadian companies are pioneering heat recycling. They use the massive amount of heat generated by mining rigs to warm greenhouses, heat commercial buildings, or even support aquaculture. This turns a waste product into a valuable resource, creating a secondary revenue stream and making the entire operation more sustainable and community-friendly. This is the kind of circular economy thinking that regulators love to see. Another growing trend is off-grid and stranded gas mining. Canada has a lot of remote natural gas wells that are either not connected to pipelines or are flaring excess gas, which is a huge environmental problem. Mobile mining containers can be deployed directly on-site, using that otherwise wasted gas to generate electricity and mine crypto. It's a win-win. The energy company gets paid for a waste product, and the miner gets extremely cheap power while helping to reduce methane emissions. By 2025, we can expect this to be a much bigger piece of the Canadian mining puzzle. So what's the verdict for Canada in 2025? The Wild West days are over. It's no longer a simple game of finding cheap power. The future of Canadian crypto mining will belong to the professional, the efficient, and the innovative. Success will depend on navigating a more complex regulatory environment, adapting to technological shifts in both hardware and the coins themselves, and integrating operations in a way that provides value beyond just validating transactions. Think strategic partnerships, energy innovation, and a focus on operational excellence. For individual investors or smaller miners, the path forward might look different. Instead of trying to compete head-on with industrial-scale farms, the opportunity might lie in cloud mining services, investing in publicly traded mining companies, or participating in staking for proof-of-stake networks. The landscape is maturing, and with that maturity comes new and different ways to get involved. Canada's fundamental advantage sits: cool climate and energy resources aren't going away, but the industry built on top of them is being forced to grow up. The crypto mining scene in 2025 will be less of a gold rush and more of a highly technical, strategic industry. It will be more sustainable, more integrated, and frankly, a lot more interesting. The players who understand this shift and adapt will be the ones who thrive in the next chapter of Canadian crypto. What do you think? Is Canada still the place to be for crypto mining in 2025? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.